Hey, what's glowing on? This is Vonshai, and you welcome to the Glow. I just want to welcome everybody to our show today. We have some excellent, wonderful guests. Of course, we bring you all the VIPs, very interesting people. So I would like to introduce you to my first two guests that I have, and we're going to get them to, they showed up, so we're going to get them to glow up. First, I have Mr. Woody Sargent.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Can't complain at all.
All right. Good to see you always.
Good to be seen these days.
I know it is good to be seen these days. So how you been doing?
Can't complain. Can't complain. Healthy and strong. So that's the most important thing.
Right.
Glad
Good.
to be another day.
Glad to hear it. And we have Mr. G-Man coming into our studio today.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
We are good. How you doing?
Hey, I'm blessed by the best with no stress.
That's right. That's the best thing to be. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce both of you. Woody Sargent, you do a multitude of things. And so I just want them to get to know who you are, what you do, what's going on. So my first question is, where are you located in this world?
I am located. I live in Rancho Cucamonga, California. Okay, you guys are from the movie Friday. Okay. But I'm in LA on a regular basis, at least once a week. Okay, I have business that I do down there on a regular basis, so I'm there regularly.
Okay, good. So I ask you, what is it that you do? What type of business are you in?
Well, I guess you would call me like a kind of like a serial entrepreneur.
Okay. Lots of us are these days.
Yeah, I do a variety of different things. I'm a licensed California real estate broker and a licensed insurance broker. But as you know, Vonshai, I have a couple of Airbnbs, okay, and thinking about a couple of other opportunities I'm about to put on the front burner. But with my primary focus these days, with everything that's been going on with COVID, is helping business owners to reduce costs, take advantage of tax incentives and tax credits that will allow them to increase their bottom line.
Good. That's very important right now because a lot of people are losing businesses and a lot of people are starting businesses.
Absolutely.
So we got to catch them somewhere in between.
Yes.
Yes. So that's what you do. And so is there a reason why do you do all of this? Why?
Well, I guess I've been doing real estate since 1996. Okay. And I don't, even though it's not my primary focus, I've never, released my license. So, I still have a real estate company that is a part of the Champlain agency that I help people with, okay, that know me pretty well. Insurance I got involved with because, I believe that insurance is one of the most important necessities that everybody needs in life, whether it be health insurance or life insurance. And life insurance is one of the easiest ways to create an estate that people don't really take into account.
Right.
And then with the COVID thing, now that so many businesses are hurting with income, okay, and every day, every business that I know is thinking about how can I improve my bottom line. Okay?
Right.
So having access to resources that can help businesses with that, that's what I like to do because I get joy in helping people.
Well, we surely do appreciate that out in the business world. Yeah. Somebody that can help you navigate your way through.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you for that. We're going to go over here and ask G-Man what's he doing and what he has going on. Okay, hey. G-Man. So first of all, who are you? Who's G-Man?
Wow. Well, G-Man, the whole title of my name is the original G-Man of hip hop. G-Man stands for God's man. The G stands for God. The dash between the G and the M stands for the bridge between God and man. I'm the guy that named hip hop in 1975 Started hip hop in '73 as a little 10.5-year-old kid in Brooklyn, New York, on Broadway. Gave it the name hip hop in '75, and in '76 the culture began with breakdancing, pop locking, rapping, rhyming, writing and graffiti, of course, and it was a complete culture. And the word hip hop came into existence because we were so popular everywhere we went, with all of the skills that we all had, and from the different people that was involved in the culture, the kids at that time. And so the older heads used to say we were hip because we went to all the block parties, all the parks, what I mean, all the basement parties, all the garage parties, all the house parties, and we showcase our little skills because people would ask us to do our little dance routine, our little rap routine, rhyme routine, or what, and the list goes on. So they said we was popular at the place, and the old heads used to say we were hip. So that's where the part of hip come in, the part in the terminology from the word hip hop. The word hop came from because we used to go to these we was little baby 5%ers, you know what I mean? Because I'm always gonna be a God body. That's a 5% perspective. And they used to always ask us questions about what's today's mathematics, what's tomorrow's mathematics, and we used to have an answer to be a part of that crew. So the word hot came from, we had these cipher meetings where they would tell us how to be better men in our communities as young boys, and tell the young girls how to be better young ladies in their households and in the community without being disrespectful and derelicts, if you will. So we basically used to have to sneak on the trains, the subways, and we used to have to hop over the turnstiles to go to these cipher meetings. So that's where the terminology from hip hop actually came from. But you got all these people out here that gives the wrong information because it benefits them, and they was chasing the money, which we never did. I based this whole culture on 3 principles, which is all biblical perspectives, which is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You get me? So
right, I got you.
So us hopping over them turnstiles, going to the cipher meetings, we learned how to be young men and be good young men. So I would work at a fruit stand to help the family, at a fish market, scaling fish to help the family. As a young man, I was taking on these attributes because mom was a single parent with multiple kids. So she always called me her little man, her little God's man. So I stuck with the G man, and the older heads took the culture from us because we couldn't get in clubs to promote it and make money on it because it wasn't even a business. So Sylvia Robinson met me, seen me actually, and walked up to the fruit stand one day, getting out of one of her luxury cars, which I didn't know what a Rolls Royce was at that age. She got out of the car and seen me, heard me saying nursery rhymes. And next thing I know, there's grown people in clubs doing nursery rhymes, and which struck me as odd because the rhymes are nursery rhymes. They're not raps. You ain't doing rapping until you're telling a story. So for a grown man to be doing nursery rhymes, it strikes you as odd, as, kind of weird for a grown up to be doing that. So we understood where it came from. So most people can only tell you from where they converted to hip hop. You know what I mean? People try to teach it in colleges, but they couldn't because they can't take you back to the origins and the beginning of hip hop. They can only go from where they converted to hip hop. In 1973 and 1975, there was no such thing as a hip hop DJ because they try to give it to DJs out here and say they started hip hop. That's not true. Because in 1973 and 1975, turntables didn't even spin backwards, and they wasn't playing the 12-inch. They was only playing 45 records with dikes in the middle, and turntables didn't spin back. If they spin back, then the mechanics in it would have broke. The wires would have separated, and it wouldn't have worked at all. So when you look at when people say, "Oh, I started this," or "I'm a funk band from the islands," and they came over here and converted to hip hop, you was a funk band from the islands that converted to something. If you converted to something, that means you did not create it. So I've been in this game a long time, and God has been good to me. I've been through so much, and a lot of people have taken so much from the culture and left out the main parts of the culture, and they only stick with what they call rap, and they think rap is hip hop. That's a small aspect of the culture. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And people have taken so many things and laid claim to so much that reality is starting to come back because that terminology, chickens coming home to roost, the truth is starting to get back out there. So when God blessed me to be able to have my bachelor's in psychology, a cooking degree, my
Okay.
doctorate in the theology of music. Plus, I'm a professionally bodyguard trained by the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines to be a close quarters bodyguard. And I've never been
Okay.
in any branch of the military officially. So that tells you that I was there plausible deniability. You know what I mean? In that
Right.
perspective.
So
So,
let's
and
talk
I
about that.
said it all fast, so I had to get it all to
Right.
you.
Right. Get it all out. So let's talk about that. So you were doing hip hop and doing music then. So now that was 70. Now we're in 2020. Like what is going on in 2020 with you?
Oh God. See, a lot of people didn't understand depression until COVID-19 jumps off. Then they
Right.
started running amok, running wild, and not knowing what to do. Ma'am, I've been in the depression since the 70s because I stayed that way. I didn't ever sell out. I didn't ever accept dope money. I never accept gang money. I never get involved with the negativity to build and develop the artists that I do. Now I'm developing artists. My single that I've just released called "Be Where You Are," which features Michael Jackson on it. I wrote that
My
over
favorite.
25 years ago. I wrote
My
that
fa-
over 25 years ago when I was a part of the Sugar Hill family. Though,
wow.
and then when I was a part, and also a part when Mr. Sargent said that he started his business in '96. I was at Rob Bass from '89 to '96. You know what I mean? That was
Wow.
It Takes Two, Joy and Pain, Turn It Out, Outstanding, and the Sugar Hill stuff was, of course, Rapper's Delight, Apache, and the list goes on. You know what I mean? So every group that I was a part of, it seems that if you play the music from the time eras that I was with them, it seemed to be blessed with timelessness. But soon as I leave them groups, where has all of them been? Have you heard anything new from them? No, you have not, because the nucleus and that God cover, that umbrella where God has for you, for that G man, and for that aspect is not there to cover you anymore because you stepped out of line somehow, some way, and we had to part ways. And I have
Okay.
no problem with parting ways.
Okay. So now you have a degree, you went to culinary school, and you have a cooking show that you got going on.
Yes, I got the name of the cooking show is G Man's Cooking, uh healthy cooking, and it's about health. It's all about healthy eats. It's all about,
Mhm.
I'm a diabetic, so a lot of people don't understand that you can eat some of the same things, it's just have to prepare them a different way. So
Right.
as a chef, as a chef, I go in and I create my own recipes with the same things that most people use, and I put my own spices, and I do everything from scratch. And you watch me during this show
Mhm.
creating everything from scratch, and you see exactly how healthy, how I prepare it, how my smoothies are, because I created a smoothie that is good for substance and sustain you, and to help your immune system. It's just so good, you know what I mean.
Right.
And then I got
Right.
other cooking shows that's coming down the line. I'm getting ready to do something called hip hop cuisine. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay. Well,
With a whole thing.
let
Go ahead.
Woody jump in real quick because he's a big health person. He
Oh,
always
Ah.
yes, big health
absolutely.
guy. So what is your regime to keep you looking so young and healthy these days?
What G-Man was talking about as far as foods is definitely right on point. Okay, smoothies. I try to eat as healthy as possible and get some exercise.
Hmm.
It's hugely important to get a little bit of exercise in every day. So that's what I do to try and keep
Hmm. Now,
to
do you
keep.
cook it? You cook a lot at home?
I don't. I
Mm.
don't. I cook a little bit. I eat probably more raw foods than I do cooked foods. Okay, at
Mm.
home. So
Oh, that's good.
I'll eat like I've got a little dish that I created, which is avocado, shrimp, and spinach. All right, with a little bit of salt and pepper and some lemon juice. Okay,
That
and
sounds good.
it's almost like a full meal. Okay.
Right.
I've got a little dish that I've cooked. I like shrimp a lot, so I cook shrimp with pasta that's made from lentils and spinach because it has a lot of protein in it. You know,
Oh,
and so it's not as it doesn't give you all the carbs that the normal pasta will give you. Okay, get more of the protein in it.
right.
Um, so little dishes like that I can cook up I can mix up in 5 minutes that I don't really have to turn the stove on for. I mix up a lot. Okay, I eat a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of fruits and vegetables and that kind of stuff. All
it's
right.
good to eat raw. Yeah, because that's the when you
It's like,
cook it, most of the nutrients come out of the food when you cook it.
oh, you know. Okay.
Mhm, I know. Chef Vonshai,
Chef Vonshai in the
the
house. I didn't have some of that
retired
Chef
chef.
Vonshai food. Okay.
I'm the retired chef.
I'll be looking for some of those smoothie recipes, G man. Okay.
He
Hey,
gonna share
hey,
some.
I'm ready to give it to you. Hey, I'm telling you, it's just sometimes, I was talking to Vonjay earlier, and I told her, I try the spirit by the spirit. Some people don't know that when you humble and you meek, that doesn't stand or mean that you're weak. You know what I mean? So
Not at all.
so like my when Rob, when he comes in, my partner comes in and he talking about the movie that I'm in and that stuff. You know what I mean? He's a 6-time black belt champion of the world. He's a
Okay.
grandmaster in the martial arts. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Grandmaster, not when until I met him, I didn't understand how Spark would grab somebody and just touch them on their shoulder and they pass out. Now I understand
Wow.
how to do that, and that
Wow.
really works. And I was like, oh my god! So the man is phenomenal. So my mind of saying that is, you never know when you look at somebody because they smiling and they nice. You don't know that they're what my granddaddy would say, that's a walking ass whooping right there for you. You know what I mean? They don't understand it. That's that Bernie
Right.
Mac in me that comes out every now and then.
Nothing
Right.
wrong with that. Nothing
He's an
wrong with
actor.
that.
He's an actor, so he got a lot of hats that you wear. Huh?
And I
Now,
want to say something to you, Mr. Sergeant. I'm
Yes, sir.
like I'm intrigued with with what you got going on in your history, and it's a lot of things that us as people don't realize we can connect and do things to take stuff to another level. You know what I mean? We
Absolutely.
don't realize that God told you that you only one person away from success
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
in the next level of success. And we don't look at that because I see so many people in this hip hop culture be about themselves. I never chase money. And
Mm-hmm.
I got two slogans that I say, and you can relate to this, Mr. Sergeant. You can too, Vonjay. The first one is, I think on the other end of eternity.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
reason why I think on the other end of eternity is because the devil don't exist out there.
Okay.
You
mhm.
see what
Good
I'm
place.
saying?
Okay.
It's pure,
Good
clean,
place.
good, everything that's great on the other end of eternity. And most
Mm-hmm.
people don't even talk about the other end of eternity. So that's a cipher move, you know what I
Right.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
for the mind. And then the other one is, and I tell the young guys this the more so, and it's not it sounds real controversial, but it's the truth. I don't chase orgasms, I chase lifegasms.
Mm. Okay.
Right. That's
You see what I'm
important.
saying? We grown folks, and that's deep when you listen to it. It's not a sexual innuendo at all. It's not.
No, it's
But
not.
you
I
understand when
completely,
you there you go. I don't gotta
I
go no
feel
more.
you.
You get it.
Right. Right.
I
We
feel
get
you.
it. We get it. A lot of people out there chasing all kind of stuff, and
Yeah,
and
yeah. I don't
Mm.
chase money.
catching
I
all
don't
kind of
do that.
stuff too.
You say catching all kinds of
They
stuff.
catch all
Yeah,
kind of
that's
stuff
right.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. You
Right.
don't know. Sometimes when you chase stuff and it's running and you can't get it, it's for a reason because God's keeping you safe. You know
That's
Right.
what I
right.
mean? You
That's
might
right.
Right.
catch it and catch the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just got Woody. Now I want to ask you. I know that you've been renting out some luxury rentals for Airbnb and also for parties and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you located? Where do you have those at? And how can people get in contact with you for that?
Well, the I haven't actually started the location rentals yet. Okay, but that is something that is on the burner right now.
Hmm.
So that'll be my property in Rancho, and then I've got another property in Glendora, and then two in LA. But we haven't actually started to kick that off as of yet. Okay.
Oh, okay. Has COVID slowed that down, huh?
Yeah, well, not really COVID, me.
Mhm. Oh,
Okay. Yeah,
oh,
I got my irons in so many things that a lot of times I can't maintain focus on the things that I want to push out to the front, immediately.
right,
Okay, but they'll definitely be coming. With the insurance market being the way it's been over the last couple of months because everybody wants to get health insurance, everybody wants to get life insurance. Okay, it's been keeping me super busy. Okay.
right. They don't want to die.
No, nobody wants
They
to
don't want
die.
to die.
Okay,
Nobody want
they don't want to die with nothing.
to. No,
Okay.
no, no.
All right.
Absolutely.
and then being able to provide this new service for business owners, okay, is put a new demand on my time, you know,
Okay.
because it's a significant savings for them, okay, and
Okay.
once they find out about it, they're really interested in taking advantage of it.
Well, tell a little bit about it, and then we'll give you our information. They can contact you directly. What exactly are you doing to help the business owners to save?
I'll give you a couple of examples of some of the things that we do. So I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but Workers Opportunity Tax Credit is it's a credit that a lot of business owners don't know that they can take advantage of when they're hiring people. So if they're hiring as little as one person a year, with the Worker Opportunity Tax Credit, what they can do is they can get as little as 2,400 per employee, or as much as $9,600 in a credit towards that person's salary.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's using credit card processing these days. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But most businesses don't know that 90% of businesses are being overcharged by credit card processing companies. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now we're not in the business of encouraging them to switch from the credit card processor that they do have, but we do want to make sure that they, if they're interested in finding out whether they're being charged the actual fees that they agreed to, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and no more, all right, where we can help them with that, okay. And
Okay.
like I said, over 90% of them are being charged more than they originally agreed to, okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
we help them find money in that area, okay. We help them find, if they own buildings, there's a federal tax credit called a cost segregation vehicle that they can actually take advantage of, that is absolutely like just it's huge. Okay,
Oh,
it
wow.
could be, yeah, it could be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars for them to take advantage of if they have buildings that that they operate out of. Okay, that they purchase.
Wow. So that's
So
something that a lot of people usually don't know anything about, because sometimes people just start up a business and they're so busy worried about the idea and what's going on with the business that they don't look at
building it,
all the building of it. Yeah.
right? Building it,
And
yeah.
that's part of it. That's foundation of it.
Right, right. So you don't think about the stuff that's on the side. You don't think about tax credits. When you're trying to build a business, all you think about, okay, is let me get this thing up and going, okay, and
Get some
open to the
money.
public, get this money flowing. Okay,
Yes. Until the end of the year when they start asking you about the taxes.
okay. Well, how
Then you
much money
start
did you make?
going, wait a minute. Like, hold
You
on.
know
Too
your
much
uncle
information.
got.
Right.
Our uncle got to get his share.
You
Okay.
gotta, he's in the pocket
He is in the
automatically.
pocket, okay,
Right.
automatically. So
Right.
we show businesses how they can get some of that money back, okay, and they can do it on a regular basis, and help them with their profitability. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that with the Glow people and the Glow audience so we
So
can all glow up.
that's right.
Yes. So, G Man, so let's talk about your movie a little bit. What's the name of the movie? When is it coming out? What's all that
Well,
good stuff?
the name of the movie is called Mad as Hell,
Okay.
and I'll let Rob get into details about it. But I tell you one thing: finally, the black man ain't gonna die in the first few minutes.
Well,
You know,
good.
I get to play the whole to be in the whole movie, and then come back for the sequel, and a couple of sounds on the sound, just a couple of songs on the soundtrack. I'm very excited though, because going from music and to acting, what I mean,
Mhm.
from bodyguarding to acting, it's like a natural thing with me. It's like I could turn it on and turn it off at the drop of a hat. So I'm really blessed. God is so good. It's like if
Right.
He was to
Yeah.
stop right now and I didn't do anything else, I lived a life that a lot of men can't even say they lived. And how many men got songs going in a time capsule going in outer space looking for life in other planets and other solar systems, other universes. That's huge. It's like I've accomplished so much, and now I'm just getting my accolades back. Just a number of months ago, a few major hip hop artists said that, G-Man, everybody in hip hop ought to write you a check, because if it wasn't for you, would none of us be eating. And then
Wow.
and when I was married some years ago, my stepson was riding with me on a golf course in Miami, going to the Jazz in the Garden, and LL was coming to go do sound check. and he seen me on the golf cart, and he stopped and he started bowing down, and my stepson was like, "That's LL Cool J. Why is he bowing down to you?" So L heard him and said, "You know who your dad is?" He said, "Yeah, that's Dad." That's what he said. He said, "No. If it wasn't for him, would none of us be here? Would none of us be eating? And it wouldn't be making no money. Wouldn't have none of these shows. Wouldn't have none of the stuff that's going on." And that mean a lot to me. You know what I mean? Because of course, nobody wrote the check yet. You know what I mean? And I still had to struggle, and God said to go through something, you have to, so you can get to something. And I went through a lot. I went through so many different things. At one point I was homeless, and when I say homeless, not living on the street, but without my own. You know what I mean? And I had no income coming in, but people call me a legend and an icon. Well, I'm like, well, if them titles meant something, then how come I'm struggling? How come I don't have? But I understand that I had to go through tests in order to become a testimony. So when my testimony be told that it's not fake, phony, or outdated. It has to be. I had to go through, and it's like David. I had to go through, and now it's my time. I'm 54 years old now, and I'm on stage. When I'm doing shows, when I do shows, I rock the house. Still, people say you still got it. You still look young. How do you do it? I said plenty of God and lots of water. You know what I mean? And so. Right. So when I talk to when I meet people like Mr. Sargent and yourself, when I meet people like that, I immediately find that spirit connection. And if I can have that spirit connection, then I know that we're going in the right direction. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be successful together. We're gonna help each other. And that's just me speaking into existence, because God said to be about it, you got to speak about it.
Right. So you have
here go Robert though. Let me get Robert in, because I could talk to you all day, but let me let Robert talk to you about the movie so that we can get closed up talking about this music, that new single with Michael Jackson. That's big.
Oh, that's my kid's father. I told him that all day life.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. How are you?
I'm well. So
welcome to the Glow.
Thank you so much for having me. So my name is Robert. I'm the director, producer of a movie that we're going to be putting out called Mad as Hell, starring myself and Cinda Williams. You might remember Cinda from Mo Better Blues and a couple other movies. And basically, it is the urban version of Death Wish. So if you took Death Wish in the heat and put them in the blender, it would be Mad as Hell.
Okay.
Yeah. So G-Man is going to play our lead villain. He gets to obviously live through the movie so that we can do sequels on and on and on. I've got other films that I've done in the past. Got one coming out in January called Snow Black, which stars the legendary Gloria Hendry. You might remember her from being the first African-American James Bond love interest.
And wow, I do remember.
Yeah. And Ron Van Cleef, who's also known as the Black Dragon. You might remember those movies from the 70s. I'm a big aficionado of the 70s blaxploitation films. I just directed a movie called Why Me? We're in negotiations for that. And a couple years ago, I did a movie with Fred Williamson called Jackson Bolt. So we just keep pushing forward and making these movies for everybody for entertainment.
All right. So you do it for entertainment. And how do you accomplish all of this? Do you have a team? Do you have people who work with you? Do you ever hire other people to come help you? What is that like?
It's a combination of all of what you said. So we do have a corporation, and I have another business partner. His name is James Meyer, and we'll write the scripts together. Or he'll write the script and he'll shoot what he likes, and I write the script and I shoot what I like, and I have all the equipment, so everything is in-house. Let's put it like that.
Okay, good. That's good. It's good to see people working together and bringing and elevating other people up. That's what the Glow is all about. We try to bring people. It's called a VIP show and tell. So we get very interesting people. So that's very interesting that you have a black belt, you produce the movies, and you get to work with the G-Man, the hip hop.
That's right.
Red belt.
Thank you. You're a red belt?
Right. I'm what they call a Judan or a Grandmaster. It's the highest rank you can go in a martial art. So my belt is red.
So you can kill people with that one little touch. You can kill some people.
I haven't had to do it, but I'm confident that I can defend myself if I need to.
Oh, good. So where can we see the movie? Will it be on released on Netflix? Because I know the movie theater is not open right now.
Yeah. I have distribution set up, so you'll be able to see it like on Tubi TV, Pluto TV, all of the VOD and other stations that come on, Crackle. We were working with Netflix, so there's still some question there about Netflix, but there's over 31 or 32 outlets that it will be seen on.
Oh, wow. Good.
Nice.
Good. Nice. Okay. Well,
Right.
I have one more question for you before you go. So when did you say the Mad as Hell movie is coming out?
We were supposed to start shooting this month, but because of the whole COVID situation, we had to delay it. So we look to start shooting maybe in October. And if not, then we're going to push it back to January. So when we start, we're going to run right through it. Probably should take about 2 weeks to shoot, 6 months to edit. That's the hard part.
The editing.
Yeah, the editing.
Making it right, huh? Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Hey. Mommy.
Hey. So you're in the movie, you got the cooking show, and now you have a single that's coming out that has my favorite person of all the world, Michael Jackson.
It's already out. It's already available on all the online retail locations, outlets. Like I said, I did this song over 25 years ago, and I got other songs that I've written some years ago that is just starting to give to the public, and we'll be doing a listening party coming up here next month. We have a big listening party through my publicist company. They're putting together an online listening party, and where people can tune in for $1.99 and listen to all my songs that I'm getting ready to release. And this "Be Where You Are" song. See, I used to bodyguard Michael Jackson and his family. When you go into my pictures, you see me with Tito, you see me with some family members. And I did that with a lot of people, Morris Chestnut, Vivica Fox, the list go on and on. So a couple of presidents, a couple of from different countries. I did the first Obama inauguration. I did so many people, but the reason why I say that is because with this song, I was able to do this song, and then when I physically met Mike first time, him, Shirley Caesar, and Barry White at different times and different locations told me verbatim, they don't see you coming. G-Man, they don't see the God's man coming. They don't see it. So now I'm older, I really understand what they meant. You know what I mean? And it's like you can feel a presence when certain people come around you. You know what I mean? You can feel a real good vibe. You know what I mean? And with having Michael Jackson, when he met me, and he was like, "G-Man, come in. Do you want something to eat?" Now I was like, "Nah, bro, I'm good." Well, you know what I mean? Put some bass in your voice. Put some bass in your voice.
You should have took whatever Michael Jackson was offering you.
No. See, one thing about God's man, he real. You a man just like me. We put our shoes on the same way. We put our pants on the same way. I don't treat nobody. I don't offer no man that walks the earth, because no man come close to the glory of God. So by knowing that means that we all God-like, and we all walk the same way, no matter what your position is in life. So I don't do that. I treat you just like you my best friend when I meet you. Now you become less of my best friend depending on the relationship, and where we go from there. You know what I mean? So, but the song itself, Be Where You Are, it's a metaphor for wanting to be where your loved ones are, where it's people that they have passed is, where your family members or friends that may be locked up, incarcerated, and you miss them, or want to be in that creative mind state that Michael Jackson told me to always stay in. Stay in that room in your mind when you're creating. And when you stay in that room in your mind, that's the big success, because that's God. That room right there is your what you would call your prayer closet in your mind. And we so scared about what our friends and our homies and our family and our loved ones think and our peers think, that we stay out of that closet and we want to follow everybody. So we
Right.
can't be followers. God said we are leaders. We're the
Right.
head, not the tail. We're lenders, not the borrowers. So if you think that in your daily expressions, then you realize that I am somebody. I am something. I am to be dealt with in a special perspective. Even while I'm laughing and telling jokes, there's some truth to it. So that song means a lot. It's so deep. You know what I mean? And in the song, I put 3 of my friends on there. P-Rod, Paul Rodriguez, we call him the homie, from out in Houston, Texas, where we re-recorded it, because I had another version of that song, so I just re-recorded it. And then I put a guy, one of the artists that I developed from scratch. His name is King Prez. He's from Sarasota, Bradenton, Florida. Then I put Cap from Houston, Texas, is one of the biggest artists out there as far as hip hop is concerned. He's one of the best out there. So I put them on, and we call ourselves, when we all come together, the 4 Bros. And what I did was, the first verse is me. I come in and I give you chivalry. Excuse me, little mommy, but I like to get to know you better. I see you kind of busy, so I guess I send a letter. That old school chivalry, that old school respect, how to approach a young lady. And in the second verse, my guy P-Rod comes in sounding exactly just like Biggie Smalls. So that whole market that misses Biggie Smalls, we got something for you, and they're gonna love that. I'm a New York native, so they will accept that. And then in the third verse, I got my guy King Prez sounding, got that Drake vibe. So all them little young guys that with the mumble rap and all that old stuff, that you got something for everybody. And then at the end, I got Cap was a little more harder, just a little bit harder in it, but no cussing and carrying on, with no cursing in it. So it's kind of like a gumbo rap, because it's a stepping record, it's a club banger, and you can ride around in your car, listen to it metaphorically, and get in your little feelings if you want, your emotions. So it's like a gumbo record.
Oh, good, cool. We can't wait to hear all of that good stuff. So what I'm gonna do
you
right
got
now,
a copy of it though. I sent you a copy, so I know you got it.
I do have a copy, but I want to hear everything.
Okay, but and Mr. Woody, you ain't gotta worry. I got a feeling you're gonna get a copy of all the stuff that we gonna do.
Okay.
God is good.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Woody likes to go out, and he like good music and good food.
And you got anything on your mind you want to ask me, Mr. Woody?
Not right at the moment that I can think of. Okay, I think you've kind of filled it up. Okay,
Right. Right. He got all
I'll be out your way Friday. I'm coming up to LA Friday. I'm out here just outside of I'm in Suisun City, just outside San Francisco, somewhere like that. Mountains, there's a fire going on out here in the mountains while we talking. It's crazy.
There's a fire going on out here too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But see, where you concerned, let me tell you how God works. See, I paint, I can cut. I'm a good cutter and painter. I do subcontracting, so limited drywall. I get it in, and all these different things, because when I bodyguard for some of the clients, I used to have to stay on their estates for weeks on end, and they used to have projects that needed to be done. And if I'm just sitting around all day and I ain't doing nothing, I'd be like, "Hey, yo, what you got going on here?" "Oh, I'm waiting for this guy to come in and put a bid in and all that." I said, "Bid in?" I said, "What you gonna pay him?" He was like, "Oh, I'm probably gonna pay him $15,000. I was like, "Man, give me 7. I'll knock it out in 2 days." They'd be like, "Are you serious?" And in 2 days, I go get that equipment and get the stuff that's needed, materials, and come back, knock it out. And he'd be like, "Man, this guy didn't take a whole 2 weeks like the other guy." Nah, because if you do what you're supposed to do, it get done. They want to bleed the clock. And that was fun for me, because what God was doing was, not only was he taking care of my daily bread and providing for me, he was also allowing me to become that Renaissance man. A little bit of this and a little bit of that gets you a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm willing to wear multiple hats.
Right. All right. So now I have some questions. I have questions that I write down randomly.
Okay.
So,
Lord, that's dangerous.
They're good. Okay. So So this is what you got to do. So Woody, first, you're gonna pick a
Yeah.
number between 1 and 35, and then whatever number you pick, that's the question you're gonna answer.
Number 7.
7.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I was gonna pick, bro.
We on the same page there.
And
Man.
it's a real good question too, because it says, "Do you have any ridiculous goals in life that just sound ridiculous to everybody else, but they make sense to you?"
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that you want to hear what it is?
Yes.
A $360 million a year agency.
Wow. That sounds
That ain't
good.
ridiculous, player. You can do it. You can
Right,
do
you
it,
can
Bobby
do it.
Boucher.
You can do it.
I want to help.
Wanna help? Like me too.
Okay.
Me too.
Shoot, that's $1 million a day.
We
That's better than my boy, Freeway Ricky, that my homeboy. He was doing it, but he talking about a day. He ain't talking about a week.
right. Right. Okay, so G-Man, what's your number between 1 and 35? What you got?
33.
33. Let me see what 33 sounds like.
I was gonna pick 7 too. I had already had it in my mind too.
And this one is so perfect for you. Oh my
Can I
goodness.
answer that question he was gonna do too?
No, you gotta answer this one first.
Okay.
All right. So this one says, "Who do you listen to for inspiration?"
God,
God.
because I mean, I was born with a veil on my face, so he speaks to me, and I speak to him, and I speak to Jesus, because sometimes you don't know order. Order is you got to go through the Father to get to the Son, because you ain't holy enough to speak to him. He can only speak to you. You can throw your prayers up, but if you storm to God through Jesus, then he'll take your matters to God, because you ain't holy enough to get to God. So I talk to the Spirit, and I talk to my Archangel Michael. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right, Woody. 1 and 35. Give me another number.
11.
11. Are you doing 7-11? We at the casino.
I know, right? Left myself.
We at the casino right now. Let me see. Oh, okay. So now, question number 11 is, what is your favorite book?
My favorite book. I'd probably have to say there's a book, and I think I've got it over here on my bookshelf, that has something to do about entitlement. Okay. A lot of the younger generation, they feel, and I got kids that are like that. Okay?
Yeah.
They feel like instead of having to work for what they want, all right, it should be given to them. Okay. They feel like they're entitled to it. Okay.
Right.
When that's not the way it should be. Okay.
Right.
They should develop not only character traits but habits, okay, that help them develop in a manner that allows them to get their own. Okay.
Right.
And gives them the confidence to understand that they can do just about anything that they want. All right. With that type of development, it's like instead of giving a man a fish, okay, teach him to fish, and he'll always eat. All right. So same thing with with being entitled. With being entitled, you feel like I should automatically be given the fish.
Right. Where's the fish? Where's the sandwich? The fish sticks. Where's my fish?
Okay, instead of going out there and getting it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a book about entitlement.
Oh, good. That's good. You're gonna have to tell me what it is,
Okay.
so we all can read it and find out, because we all got kids in 2020. They feel real entitled right now.
Yes, you do.
Yes. All right, G-Man. What's your number?
That's weird though, because that spirit of entitlement, I speak about that when I'm at colleges and when I'm at churches doing my speeches. I talk about that all the time. Let's go with 16. My
Number
birthday.
16. Okay. All right. So number 16 says, what skill would you like to master?
What skill would I like to master? making money.
Right.
I'm just joking.
I think we can all agree on that one.
Nah, but
Real good.
if a skill, a real skill that I would like to master, I'm intrigued by one of my friends who was a fighter jet pilot, and he flies for Southwest now. But when he was getting married, he flew through. He lives in Arizona, so he flew through the mountains with his boys in him. You know, that was like, you know, to be able to be a fighter jet pilot. I think that. Come on, that's the man's man. You gotta fly, think, and kill at the same. Man, come on,
Wow.
man. Can you feel me, man? Can you feel me,
I
Mr.
feel you.
Sergeant?
I feel you.
Fighter jet
I
pilot,
can't
man.
do it.
Yeah. Right,
Oh, they got women that do that too. That's a lot to deal
But
with,
not
though.
me. Yeah, but not me. I don't want it.
Killing things upside down, flying at Mach 1. Come on,
Wow.
man.
I
Yeah,
cannot.
That's an adrenaline rush for real.
I cannot.
Yeah. Whoa, come
Okay.
on, man. I think that's the awesome right there.
Yeah, that would be awesome. All right, Woody, what's your number?
12.
Number 12. Let's see. What's number 12? When you have 30 minutes of free time, what do you do?
But I have 30 minutes. I don't have no free time. Free time? What is free time? Okay.
Tiny bit of minutes.
I would probably say I'm always thinking about my next move.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's important. Got to
Deep.
think about the next move. Yep. And here at the Glow, we deal with so many entrepreneurs, and we bring business people, and I do a lot of matchmaking. I do a lot of business coaching. And to me, when I meet people and I see them waste a lot of time. And, you know, a lot of time gets wasted. And sometimes they spin their wheels doing the wrong things.
That's true.
So I'm hoping that when I bring people to the Glow, they can speed some part of your process up. Like if you want to be in movies, if you want to help with your financial services, if you want to do anything, it makes it better. If somebody can come along with you, it can put you on the fast track, like a GPS, you know, instead of you having to search and find your own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what the Glow is all about. All right, G-Man, it's your turn. Pick a number.
Number 4.
Number 4. All right, number 4 said, what's the last gift somebody gave you?
Hey, yo, this is gonna sound funny, and it kind of. I want you. Can you see my face? I want you to see this on my face.
Yeah, we see.
Look at your face.
It's kind of sad, but you know what I mean. I don't know what it's like to get gifts, and it's really and I'm being brutally honest here because I tripped myself on that. A young lady was asking me the other day, you know what I mean, what have some female done for me? I was like, females, they ain't done nothing for me. Not mention no men. I don't play that, but because I don't know what it's like to get a ticket, an airline ticket to be taken on a trip like I do. I don't know what it's like to be invited to dinner and they pay for it like I do. I don't know what it's like for a birthday to come up and somebody just give me a birthday gift. I don't get that. You know what I mean? I had one birthday party, and that was when I turned 50. You see what I'm saying? And it's sad, but it strengthens me because I do. That's why I gift people now, like artist development, and I develop artists to get them a gift. You know what I mean? So that's the truth.
Well, everybody who's G-Man's fans and friends, please give him a gift. He needs
anything. It ain't that deep. Yeah, I'm good.
Give him a gift.
God got me.
Everybody
got me. God got me. I'm good.
Okay. All right, Woody. Back to your number. What number you got?
Let's do number 23.
23. Number 23 says, who was your inspiration? Who inspired you to be in business, to work hard? Who inspired you? What person?
Well, I mean, I can't. When I was young, I always had the desire to be a business person. I think, you know, from the time I was in elementary school, when I was, you know, taking candy and selling it over at the school. I get a big box from the candy store and I take it to school and sell it for a profit. Okay.
So, young entrepreneur.
That was my first taste of, making a profit. And then, over the years, it just became, different products.
Okay. Right. You just stepped it up.
I just stepped it up, year after year after year. Okay. Right.
You were from candy to houses.
Yeah. Well, there were some things in between there. Okay.
Right.
All right. So my grandfather was, he was a good inspiration. My great grandfather was a good inspiration because he was a businessman who became a businessman after never having any kind of education, any formal education whatsoever. Matter of fact, the only education he had was a 6th grade education. Okay.
Oh, wow.
He built a multi-million-dollar empire. All right. Just from a 6th grade education, Wow.
Was it the passion that he had for what he was doing?
Well, back in those days, you could confuse passion with a couple of other things.
Oh my God.
So he was definitely about his business, okay?
Right.
But he was more ruthless than passionate, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, he was more ruthless than passionate, okay? But, being ruthless, he was ruthless about his business, okay? And he made a lot of money doing it, okay? But then, I had a lot of inspiration from a lot of different, people, women and men, over the years, okay? Just seeing how, people who are about, good work ethic and handling their business, whatever that might be, and moving forward in life, being positive, okay, kicking pessimism to the curb, okay? I ain't got time for pessimism, okay? I got to be positive. I got to be, forthright in the things that I do. Okay. I got to be a help to the people that, I cross paths with. Okay. Because if I'm not doing that, then really, why am I here? Okay.
Wasting time. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. Now, what kind of good advice would you give to an entrepreneur that's starting out in business? What would be a good piece of advice?
Make sure that you enjoy doing what you're doing, number one. Okay, because if you don't enjoy doing what you're doing, all right,
you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, when the times get tough, you go stop.
Right. And we keep hearing that over and over on the Glow. People say, make sure you enjoy what you're doing, because if not, you will stop. You'll be like, I'm so tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Mm-hmm.
But enjoy doing what you're doing, and understand that it's not an easy task to grow and develop any business. All right, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes knowing the right people, developing connections, making sure that you can try to create a win-win situation for everybody involved. It's not about using people at all. Okay.
Right.
When you can create a winning situation, and every effort that you try and accomplish, then you'll get a whole lot further ahead. Okay.
Right.
You'll get further ahead helping people get what they want. Okay. As opposed to you trying to get people to help you with what you want.
Absolutely. You can say that again, because most people try to use people to get over, to get up. I want a discount. I want to use this person, take their information. But if you help somebody else, it automatically, being of service to the world, always comes back to you.
Comes back to you. Yeah,
That's true.
Yes. Now, G-Man, okay, you got one more number to pick before we coming down to the closing of the show, but one more number for you.
My mom's birthday, the 23rd.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, the 23rd. You just said 23rd. Okay, so who was your inspiration? Who inspired you as a person?
My mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, because I think about everything that I am. She had something to do with, like, I'd be sitting when I was a kid. She'd sit me up on a washing machine and have me mix up the ingredients and put stuff in bowls, and she taught me how to cook. And she was like, "You ain't gonna have to depend on none of these heifers." That's what Mama told me. She was like, "You're gonna be independent. You're gonna cook, clean, sew, do hair. You're gonna help. You're gonna because she taught me that. See, a lot of people don't understand the biblical perspective, and they say, you know, what God did, and the first thing he gave man, and first everybody say Eve. No, the first thing God gave man was responsibility. He said, Adam, keep the garden. So that means that man should keep that house clean, should help with the laundry, should do the dishes, should help cook, should help keep the girls' hair twisty, tied, even if that's what you got to do. But he gave us responsibility, and we have forgot how to be men. You know what I mean? Until we learn responsibility that we are supposed to be. And some of your responsibility ain't only about your finances, because some women don't care about your finances. They want you to be there physically, emotionally, spiritually, as well as financial if you can. And if you can't, that's why she's considered a helpmate. And so my mom, she taught me these things. So I would say that's who inspired me through hip hop. She nicknamed me her little G man, her little God's man. When I had the gift of rhyming, she listened to my first nursery rhymes and said, one day you're gonna be great at that. You're gonna do something no other person has done. And I created this hip hop culture now. What have I done for the world? God is, you know what I mean, is good.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. God is good all the time. Okay, so now I'm going to pick a question. We are coming down to our last 5 minutes, and I'll let both of you share your information with everybody.
Okay.
My question for you is, are you living your dreams right now? Start with Woody.
Huh?
Start with you, Woody.
I wouldn't say that I'm living my dream. I would say that you know, I've come a long way from, you know, the ghettos of LA to where I'm at right now. Okay, but it's not. I don't consider it the place that I'm stopping at. Okay, so I mean, you know, you got nice house, nice cars, you got love in your life. Okay, you got your kids and grandkids, and you know, that's a blessing to be able to have all that. Okay, so in that sense, yes, I am living my life. Okay, I'm living the dream. Okay, but I want to take that to another level where I can leave something for them, a legacy for them to be able to continue that dream to an even you know, longer legacy for their kids and the generation to come.
Right, that's important. And now we're seeing, especially with all the stuff going on, that we need to set ourselves up financially to be able to endure times like this where you can't go to work and you can't go out, you can't do a lot of things. So thank you so much for being here with us today on The Glow. If anybody would like to reach out to Mr. Woody Sargent, he's on Facebook, and then we got his website right there, the champplanagency.com. Feel free to reach out to him, and if you have any questions of anything that you need to ask him, you can just reach him directly. And so I have a last question for you, Mr. G-Man.
Yes, ma'am.
My question to you is, do you have a schedule that you follow every day? Is something that you...
No. Yeah, let me tell you why. Because like just like what Mr. Sargent just said, you know what I mean? I live many a dreams, but I'm just starting to embrace my reality and my purpose. Okay. You know what I mean? And so I don't see if it's true that God orders my footsteps, then I wake up in the morning and allow him to order my footsteps.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's true to say that everything is in his time. And what are you doing?
Wasting some of his time. So before we go, before we leave The Glow for the day, so where can they can reach out to you directly? And you do have merchandise that's available for sale. You got your own website.
Yeah, I got the new t-shirts just came in. They high quality t-shirts. You know, they keep the sweat off you. You know, they got the mad as hell on the front. I can actually grab one and show you, but I don't want to leave from the camera. They got mad as hell on the front, but peaceful under it for today's time, meaning the riots and all the stuff going on. And on the back is a big picture of me that says the original G-Man of hip hop and my new single, Be Where You Are. And that's for sale. They on sale for $25 plus $5 shipping. And They nice. We got medium large and extra large, and this is the third batch. We sold out of the first batch in like 4 days because people are online, and all my fans they get on and they be like, I want one, I want two, I want this. One guy said, give me a half a dozen. What you gonna do with all them? He was like, I got 4 kids. So I said, okay. You can reach me on Facebook, of course, at G-MAN space GEE space MAN. The original G-Man on Facebook is my fan page. You can Google me at the original G-Man of hip hop, or any of the search engines. You can Google me at the original G-Man of hip hop, and all my stuff will come up. My new press release will come up. You can go on my IG, Instagram, and that's the G-Man for real. You know what I mean, on my Instagram, and you can get all the information about what's going on, what I'm up to. And then you can contact Miss Mac Marketing, you know what I mean? And right off the hand, I guess I could take you with me to grab the card for the information. How about that? You can still see me, right? Let me grab the card so you can have that information. Go pass through all of this good stuff. And
well, thank everybody for coming out and watching the Glow today. Actually, didn't come in because we in quarantine, so we all at home watching the Glow.
That's Miss Mac Marketing LLC. She's my public relations PR lady, and her phone number is 848-236-5026, and I should know that by hand, but these are new cards that just came in, and you can go to missmacmarketing@gmail.com, and you can book me for pop-up cooking engagements, celebrity chef engagements, and of course live concerts.